Hello, thanks for dropping in. Excuse me. What I have here is a de-soldering iron. Just slip that in there. And I've had it for a while. I've never actually used it. And at this moment, the reason I'm kind of giving it a try, first of all, I have to do this, but also I can't find my other one that I have normally used. But I'm assuming the technique will be very similar, and let the iron get hot. And the difference, the one I have normally used, ooh, I see a little smoke rising, so maybe it's getting hot. I've never used this before. I got it, there was an ad online, I said, ooh, this looks really good. And what it is it has a, well, it's kind of like other soldering iron, de-soldering things I've seen, where you take the iron and then you take this thing and you push it down and you pop it up and it sucks the solder out. But I never found they were very efficient when you use the two things, but this is different in that it's all one. So, the one thing, of course, you must remember, I'm kind of left-handed, this may not go well, is don't touch it. For God's sake, don't touch it. So the chips I'm interested in, the chocolate chips, are right in here. So I'm going to lay this down onto one of the spots, and I'm going to think that that's long enough, and I'm going to push the button and see what happened. Well, I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to see. It looks like it's done good things. As I remember with my other one, it was kind of best to have it on a bit of an angle. Oh. Well, that looked pretty good. I'll just reload. It said in the ad on Facebook that it would be faster and more efficient. And as I'm doing this, I can see the solder melt, and I suck, and I see it melt, and I suck, and do I see it melt? I do, and I suck, and so far, this does seem to work as advertised. I don't know how strong it is in terms of wattage. But it did show it as something used on circuit boards, so I'd like to think it, excuse me, it is an appropriate heat range to melt the solder and not ruin the board. I think I'm going to give that one there another little pop, because maybe it didn't look like it did. Now this, it's funny, this one here I'm about to do, it's a bigger trace. I wonder if that means the heat will be better dissipated, and if it will work. I'm not sure. We will see. But it does seem to be sort of working. Although I suspect there will be some touch-up necessary. There's usually a little residue left behind. What I'm trying to do is get right on the pin and then to move it a little bit away from the side. So that when it comes down to it, this thing should hopefully pop nicely out for me. Now, do I know that that's going to happen? No, I do not. But at first glance, it looks pretty good. I think this one here, I could use a little more. And maybe, as I said, this one. I do like the thumb action. Not bad. Now, the one thing, of course, I must be careful of is this thing is hot. Beastly, savagely hot. So I do not want to touch it. I am going to pick this up. Oh, maybe I should have taken the chip out first. Yeah, that would have been a thought. I was so excited about getting this going. Hang on. Once again, being very careful not to touch the iron in a bad way. Now I have, this is the one that I've sort of gone at. Oh, there comes some chocolate. But is it loose? At least I think that's the one I went at. Yep, that's the one. So I'm going to look again. And what I'm going to do is kind of just get on to each one, give another little suck, but also try and just wiggle it a bit to make sure that the pin is away from the sides. Because I can see, like on this one, I'm pretty sure that's not let go yet. That one looks like it might have a little bit too much solder in there. And to just, you know, it's good to, as I say, try and get the pins away from the sides. And you certainly don't want to reef on anything. When you try and take this out, watch the cord on the iron. Alright, I'm going to set this down for a second. Yes, I'm going to see if this socket will come out. I really don't want to hurt things. And the answer so far is no. Ah, don't roll. Don't you roll away, you. Now, it could be, somewhere, it could be the chocolate. No, it's still pretty snug. So, you know what I'm going to do? Well, the iron is hot. Well, that felt hot on my hand. Careful, careful, careful. Is I'm going to go at the next one. Andrew. I am desoldering. I've got a really hot thing in my hand, so just hang in there. So once again, I'm trying to get the pins to move away from the edges where they might stick. It does seem to be working pretty well. But will the socket just pop out? No, probably not. But it does seem pretty fast and efficient. It does. Ooh. It is good, by the way, when you are doing this, to kind of reset it. This one has a big bus on it, so I'm going to give it a little extra time and pop. Well, we'll see. Reset it away from the board, because on occasion, see, the solder has to go somewhere. So sometimes when you reset, ooh, this is really, I'm feeling the heat. Anyway, you don't want it to shoot a big glob of solder onto the board and onto the contacts, but then you have to try and figure out how to get it off. Alright, 3 more to go. One more. And pop goes the weasel. This one here does not look like it has, ooh, I guess I've got to put that down, achieved much in the way of suckage. But they all look pretty good there. Maybe this one. This is the one that's on the bus. It has a big part to it. It might need, oh, it looks kind of bent over. Maybe I'll try and straighten it gently. Maybe I need to straighten it with something else. What I'm using underneath here is indeed a cutting board. You know what I might do is just give every pin a little push with this screwdriver just to see what I can see. And that one looked like maybe it could use another heat up. Maybe, possibly. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and wiggle these a bit. See, without burning myself on the iron, if they seem to be free. There shouldn't be much left in there. There should not. But ultimately, of course, you don't want to hurt the traces. Well, that one seems to have broken off, but it doesn't matter. And not the trace, I mean, just the little foot, the little leg. Alright, let's see if number 2 is ready to come out. Excuse me. Right, there's the chocolate. There isn't a real great way to get underneath here. Ooh, watch that hot iron. And indeed, you know, it may be, like the chocolate is pretty thick on here. It may be the chocolate is also holding it in place. Excuse me while I ponder. This may not be where you can see it at all. And I'm hesitant to really grab things. Like, I don't want to take the screwdriver and break a trace on the board. I'm not. So you know what I'm going to do? Excuse me. I'm going to unplug the iron. So I know it's still going to be hot. And I'm going to pick up the board and look. This might be actually a time that it would be handy if I did have my quadfocals on, because I think these glasses, they're good, but I'm not sure if I'm getting in there quite enough to see. By the way, the 4K PET is still running. Testing. Okay. The quadfocals are on. And all things considered, things are looking not bad. I think what I'm going to do, as I say, I don't want to scrape a trace away. I'm not sure if I didn't just knock. I think I did. I think I knocked that. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. I'm going to get, and I have got, a little wee pair of pliers. And I'm going to, I'm not sure if you can see this, but I'm going to grab onto the socket and try and give it a little wiggle. Boy, it's not giving much of an indication that it's ready to give it up. And see, it doesn't matter if I hurt the socket. I don't want to hurt the circuit board. So yeah, some of the socket broke there. Oh, you know what I can do, maybe? Maybe this will tell if the pins are free or not. And if I can pull a pin right through, well, that one doesn't want to come. How about that one? Nope. But mind you, once again, am I dealing with solder or chocolate? I don't know. Like the chocolate is really infused on there. I don't know. So I am breaking away the plastic around. Now there's a nice pin. Maybe I can get a hold on it. It doesn't want to come. It's funny, you know, I don't remember really having very often to yank a socket out. Usually it's a chip, and they are, well, I've never had vast difficulty in convincing them that it's time to come out. Once again, I don't want to hurt the board. The socket, I don't care. Did I get a pin? Nope, I did not. Well, you know, let me just grab onto this one for a second. This is not going as I had hoped. Not at all. I would have liked to have thought that, much like when I have done chips in the past, that, you know, you loose them up, and then you pull, and they come out. Simple, really. Tickety-boo, as they say. See, some of these do feel quite loose, like they would come out. I'm going to keep an eye. 1, 2, 3. Third one, over there, up there. This one. It feels like it should come. Did it come? Certainly not. Did I have that right? I don't know. There's more pieces of socket. And boy, the chocolate is really infused in here. Oh, okay, things are happening. That looked encouraging. The socket kind of lifted a bit on the one side as I broke free the middle part. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Look at that. Little bits are coming. Yeah, I think right now I might be dealing with chocolate. Now there's a pin here. Oh, that came out. Whew. Yeah, there is chocolate to be sure. Sorry about my hand. I'm left-handed. Well, I'm getting pieces of socket. Which is not terrible. Let me see. Oh, sorry. I gotta get this a little farther over here. Sorry. It is hard to know. So now that I have that stuff gone, it may be that I can grab onto this maybe. Well, it's not coming as easy as the other side. But boy, the chocolate is thick. Okay, things are moving. I see it. Once again, don't want to ruin a trace. Just want to get this, as our one raptor commentator often says, get that garbage out of there. Alright. We are wiggling. Aha! And we have one pin left. And does it want to come? Not necessarily. Okay. Oh, look at that. That is incredible. Give this a little wiggle. Okay, that one definitely does not appear to want to come out. So I will look at it underneath. See what I can see. Everything underneath is looking pretty fine. Aha! I gave it a little wee push with my thumbs. Sorry you're not there. Ha! There. Alright. So it's looking okay. Now dear, I'm going to try something. Because I can. I have my shark tooth thing here. I'm just going to try and stick it in the holes and try and clean them out a bit. Ugh, yuck. Ugh. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's just infused. I still wonder how did this happen. Alright, well that's one socket out. And now, let me just have a look. Are we in? Yeah, we're in. Maybe I can move this a little bit over here. Alright. So, the technique from the last time was basically I snap away the middle section with great care, but vicious strength. So I'm trying to grab not right down to the board level. Alright, this one feels like it should go. Whoa, come on. Well, not everything has broken free. But we're getting there. And you know what? I did see on that last maneuver, this side did seem to move some. It did. I think I would like to try and snap this. Oh my. did this chocolate get in here? Excuse my hand. Yeah, this one. It's funny, this was the second one. I thought it had gone better. There's stuff in the pliers on the desoldering in terms of getting things to come free, but maybe not. Maybe not. Ooh, okay, the iron should be cooling down. Oh. Oh. There is a reason that this socket is not letting go. Because I didn't unsolder it. Well, I wonder, do I need to take that one out? I think I need to resolder. Yeah, that's brilliant. Talk about directionally challenged. Hopefully I have, anyway, well, I've certainly ripped the socket away. I am recharging the, sorry, not recharging, I'm plugging in the iron again. It does seem that I have very nicely unsoldered the wrong one. Isn't that brilliant? Alright, I am heating the iron again. That could have gone bad if I'd really been forceful. But that socket, it's funny, it is a little bit affected by the chocolate, so it may not be a bad thing to get that one out too. And I'm not just saying that because I already desoldered it, but it might not be a bad thing. I would like to free the board of the chocolate goo. There's a chocolate goo mark right there. Alright, so I'm waiting for the iron to heat. I am. And usually that, I can tell if that has happened. I mean, I've not used this iron before today, but you know what, I do like the little pump thing. I do. So far, so good. I wonder if I pull on the cord and not hurt anything, if I would be able to see. Oh dear. Oh dear. The cord is. Alright. A good way to test, I suppose, is to put the iron on the solder that's on the board that came off, see if it melts it nicely, and sucks it up. And it does seem to. So, once again, watch the cord, watch your hand. This thing is hot. Alright, so now that we've unsoldered the wrong chip, I will give a go at the right one. Now, for some reason, this cord is feeling a little too close here. It is stuck under the board a bit. It's right above the view. One of the things, of course, in all of this is stay calm. Don't make things worse. This one, too, is on a bigger bus. And I don't know how much that got off of there. to switch glasses because I'm finding that the quadfocals are fine. It's just that kind of they're right in between the focal length that I need. Alright, so we'll carry on. Along this chip. I wonder, I can see, it's funny sometimes, you see things flow nicely, fairly promptly, and other times you're like, hey, okay, I see things are flowing. And as much as this, shoot, I did exactly what I said not to do. And I've got a solder glob on the board. Get off. Damn it. Stupid. Stupid. I have to look at that carefully, yes. Alright, so heat, reset. Heat, reset. Heat, reset. And we'll go up here. Heat, reset. Heat, reset. Heat, reset. Got it. Ah! Damn it. I reset, but it shot it out after I reset. I will see about this. As everything is a work in progress. Good magnification is very helpful. I think this one, which is part of the bus here, needs a little more. Now the other thing I'm going to do is just try and give them all a little tweak to get them away. This one looks like it could use another suck. So I do find this iron pretty handy, pretty helpful. Alright, I'm going to put this down ever so gently on the cutting board. Yeah. I'm going to turn this over where I see the sockets that I pretty much devastated with the pliers, but had no chance of getting out. Because, of course, I hadn't desoldered it. So now, how's that looking? Oh, well, so far, not much has changed. I must be careful. Ow, what is that? There's a beastly hot iron over there. So I'm going to grab onto this. I'm going to try. Sorry about the hand. Let's see if a little wiggle won't convince some of these. Oh, there's a pin. Oh yeah, I'm definitely, I'm fighting solder, I'm sure, in some places. But this chocolate is a goober thick. I'm not surprised. Like, I can see now as I rip the socket apart that it's just infused into the socket. There's some more. There's another pin. Whoa. Alright, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. It is wiggling. Wiggling is good, it's just not coming out. Alright, let's try that one. Nope, that doesn't want to come. Nope, that one doesn't want to come. Nope, that one doesn't want to come. Nope. Still, I really think I'm dealing with chocolate troubles here. The whole thing, well, I'm going to try and snap a little bit more off here. The whole thing is wiggling like it wants to come. Well, that's more broken plastic. Okay, that's good. More pins. Yeah, they're coming. Whatever chocolate this is, or bits, oh yeah, there we go. It would make good glue. And how's this? Huh. Wow. Alright, so we'll go to the other side and try and get a little wiggle action. I did. Oh, I was going to say I unplugged the iron. I did not unplug the iron. So this beastly hot thing is sitting here. Which, of course, if I needed to go back underneath, might not be bad. Oh, yeah. We've got a good wiggle going here. Let's see if pins, one by one, are wanting to come out. The other thing, of course, is if there is a little bit of solder holding on, the wiggle might be helpful in that endeavor as well. Whoa. All right. It's funny, in some ways, I found with the other side that if I broke things better, things were more likely to come out. Maybe because it's like a, oh, the chocolate is thick here. Maybe because individually, oh, that's really, here, I don't want to force that. Alright, we're wiggling. It's like it's just hanging on there. Alright. One little bit at a time. No pun intended. There's one at the end here. How does that do? I suppose a little manual wiggle might not be bad. All right, we're getting there. Oops. You know, it might not be a bad thing if I had the hard iron right here, right now. Ah. Okay, yeah, some of these, oh dear, this may call for more. Some of them it looks like the pins might have broken off inside. Yeah, some. All right, I'm going to plug the iron back in. It is all the slime here. It is difficult. Let's see. On this side, I think I need to switch back to the quadfocals to get a really close look, which in some ways I can't really even do without picking up the board, excuse me. Funny, all the pins on this one seem to have come out okay, but on this one there is still more to do, and that may be difficult because it's funny sometimes because there's no solder. So how's that? Alright, I think maybe the end one and the third from the end may still have pin remnants. So on this side, any more. Alright, we're heating up. Oh my god, I got it. Okay, hang on. Take your time, get the cord. Take your time, get the cord to come over here. Now, how are we doing on heating up there? Alright, I believe we have a pin there. Oh, it might have fallen through. Oh, I guess it's easier to suck the solder if you press the button. Let's try that one. Oh yeah, here, let's touch the red hot thing. I think the pins in the midst of this, some of them may be falling through the other side, because suddenly the holes are looking much emptier, or maybe they're getting sucked into the iron. Now that one's still there. Still there. Still there. Go away. Reset. There's not a whole lot of solder sucking going on, just the heating up. And that one's definitely the one on the bus is there. But I think it's getting ready to slip through. So, remembering that the iron is hot, I'm now going to turn this over, and I can see that definitely some things did fall out, and some things are quite ready to fall out. Ooh, what a mess. And yeah, you know what? The other one that I loosened up is infested. Maybe not on the top side. Ah, that's hot. That's hot. Hello, Andrew. How are we doing on time? How are we doing on time? Is it lunchtime? 12:52. Okay. Just give me a second here. I'm in the middle of a delicate operation, with which I will be done momentarily. I have a flaming hot soldering iron in my hand. Andrew, don't be there. I've got this really hot thing here in my hand, but I'm not touching the bad part. This was a circuit board infused with chocolate, of all things. And I think right now I'm sucking up chocolate. Ugh. Oh, I think I see the remains of a pin. Oh, I think I'm off camera here. Watch the cord, watch the cord. Don't put the cord on. Boy, that is not looking good. Hang on. What's that? Alright, I'm going to unplug. It is time to get lunch for Mr. Andrew. I'm going to hold this up to the light a little bit and try and get a good look and see and feel how it is. And of course, course there is the chocolate. And I want to get that off of there. And if you remember rightly, it was this socket that I loosened that I really didn't need to, but then of course there is, I could see there's chocolate under there too, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily. Of course I could, you know what I really got to make sure, I got to make sure I got another socket before I complete that. Anyway, alright, so the iron is cooling, but not cool, and the board is looking, I don't see any obvious signs of trouble. I do see there's one little glob of solder that I wish wasn't there, but I'll work on that. Anyway, thanks for being here. It's an adventure, to be sure. Bye for now.